Hey, welcome to Watt Corner with Guido. Today I've got a Chinese 121 replay for you, Ace Tanker game. We're on El Haluf, and off we go. Tanks headed to the standard directions. If you take a look at the setup on this particular map, or for this particular match, there are mediums up top, TD on their side, and you don't find a heavy until you get down towards the middle. So as we start our deployment, you can see that we get the standard kind of group of people headed over to the northwest part of the map, up to the corner at A1, A2, A3, all that general area there, and then some guys hanging out down here in the D9 to 10 area. Pretty standard for TDs and things to scout around, and we have a bat chat that has pushed quickly down into this area here, looking to light any of their tanks up on their ridge. So what you want to do here is you need to get over to the A1, A2 area as soon as possible. A medium is a great tank for that, and what you're going to see is a lot of flexing in this game. I am actually going to push straight past this open area, which can be pretty dangerous. We'll pause it here as I go. Why? Because where I am looking with my turret right now, up there on that ridge, often you will find fast tanks there. If you look at their tanks, they have plenty of them that could get there. Also, if we pay attention to what we know about their deployment right now, actually one of those fast tanks is down here, and a couple of their big TDs are sitting around camping on the ridge, and that's pretty standard. We haven't invested too much into this southeastern portion of the map, and that's a good thing. Most of our power is going up here. This corner needs to be won first. You need to hold down here so you don't get flanked, someone come around behind you, but most of your power needs to be here. I've joined a platoon, a dynamic platoon. The Bat Chat and the T-54 are right here. That's where they need to be, looking for guys to cross. So I'm going to actually cross across to this corner and take a position here. You'll see me move across. I didn't get hit. Often you will take a hit in the side, so sometimes that's not great. This is a tricky rock to use right here. This gives you a little bit of cover, but you do have to expose yourself to come around, and you will find typically there are 3 or 4 or 5 tanks staring right down the throat here. Additionally, if there's a fast medium from their side that's crossed, he may already be up in your face. So let's see what we see here. Okay, there's one guy. Oh, yep, there they are. All right, so their fast tank, the object, went to that corner and sat there. Because he didn't have any scouts sitting up here and that saw me cross, he didn't know I was there, and I was able to sneak out. If you are seen crossing there, poking out there immediately where I was is not really a great idea. Okay, so I'm zooming out, I'm looking around. I see the 3A is pushing up. I know there's 4 or 5 tanks there. Now they're up on their little ridge. You can see the Indian Panzer. That guy takes some hits, so I'm thinking, well, maybe I can get some more on him. I get lucky, the 103 is not paying attention. And I am going to back up here real quick, because what happens is when you take a shot right there, often if someone's at that corner where that IS-3A is, they feel like they have an opportunity to come around that corner and pop you one, even though we do have a huge amount of tanks back behind me waiting to wreck him. If you were on that other side, be wary of that. So I'll just move back, pretty quick reload on this tank, and I make a couple mistakes right here. I'm actually going to come around and try to shoot him in the turret with heat. So that didn't work, no surprise. I have 1 heat shell. I probably would have been better off putting in the AP. Now I'll take a hit and I lose my vision slit. He just fired, so I'm going to come in here and aim really closely at his hatch. And because I had AP in that time, I was better off. We end up taking him out, so that's good. And he's a little cover, so that's pretty nice right there. That provides us some cover for coming around this corner. I shoot the Carnarvon in the turret, no surprise. So now I know there's 2 or 3 tanks there. The Object 140 is a pretty good player. If I continue peeking and poking around there, I'm probably going to take some damage. If I look up on that ridge across from where my Bat Chat is, I can see that there are some tanks there. So I'm actually going to switch what I'm doing, come around here and see if I can't help these guys break the little ridge. So I'm going to come around. I see the 440T. Good damage there. Now notice my vision slit's still out. This is close enough in fighting. I don't feel like I need it right now. So if something else may get damaged later on, that's why I am saving the repair kit for the moment. The 50M is isolated. I take a shot here and get unlucky with RNG. He's isolated down in there, not a great spot. Now he's getting surrounded, so he's pretty well done. We get a shot on him and back out. He takes it from the mod 1. Bat check goes in. Now he just gets gang tackled. So that's a good execution of a swarm right there. One of their tanks pushed a little too far forward. He was unsupported. All the mediums figured it out. You can see that this is a little bit unusual for this map because it's mostly mediums fighting in this corner. If we take a look at the rest of the battle, Panzer 58 Mutz is messing around down here. We still have our tanks holding on for the moment, and some of their biggest guns are essentially out of the game, sitting over here doing nothing. So we have an advantage right now. I'm going to come up over here. I'm interested in getting rid of this Indian. This is a dangerous spot to highlight yourself, and that's exactly why right there. You can see the JPZ staring right at me. I make the wise decision to not even aim carefully, just take a snap. Really had no prayer, but I'll back off. I don't want to get hit by him. If you come boiling over that hill, oftentimes their big TDs will just wreck you there. So be very careful highlighting yourself there. I'll come around here and bounce off this guy because tier 8 heavy armor is OP. Come around again. Get my damage that time. Me and this T-54 Mod 1 are not working together that well. I need to sort of turn in to take my shots there to at least not give so much side armor. He ends up getting wrecked. And we continue to fight on this corner. So we're actually losing now, and you can see that our southeastern area is getting pushed a bit. I take another hit. The 140 is in trouble. And he burns to death. Now I'm going to mess around with this WT. I'm going to take advantage of the fact that his turret is further back than his hull, and I can kind of pop him without being hit. He just fired. He has a long reload, certainly longer than mine. I actually auto-aim here because I know I'm probably not going to bounce off of any part of his armor unless I get extremely unlucky, and I'll just shoot him, and I'm just going to back up because I still know they've got the 55, 58 hanging out. So where are we on this battle? Relatively even. They are pushing us. This Panther 88 has managed to get up top. So now we've got some guys here. I don't know what's going on with these, whether they've actually pushed across. And I've got some cleanup. The Lorraine just fell off the back of this little V right here, and he's running away. I'm going to then flex. This is what mediums do so well. This is a relatively fast tank. I'm going to go all the way back around here. Let's clean this up so it's no longer a threat to the cap. If any of these other guys are out in the middle or trying to push up, we'll deal with them, and then we'll come back. Unfortunately, a couple of these guys decide to keep on pushing in, although they will clean up some of these tanks as they go. So I decide, you know what, let's go back to cap, make sure that it is cleaned up. Now the game has changed a little bit. I'm in that corner brawling. I didn't really need much vision. And pretty quickly here, you're going to see me decide to use my repair kit so I can get my vision slit back. Because we're starting to enter into more of a vision control game, more long range sighting, although I still have some pretty good view range even with a damaged vision slit. The 8.8 is working on the ISU. He's a one shot. You're going to see me come around the corner. I'll find him. Come up and over. Not great depression with this tank. Take him out. Then I'm immediately cut to the left and get off the edge. Highlighting myself on the ridge is a bad idea. If one of their tanks is down below there, it might be able to shoot me. So I cut away from it. Now let's clean up this Mutz. He takes a hit. And I'm going to dive off. So I don't really need to go over to the left side there. I'll cut down below. The Mutz is cruising through. I'm actually going to take a blind shot here because I'm not sure where he was, whether he kept going or not. It didn't end up killing him. Alright, so we've got the JPZ. We know where he is now. He's up here. JT last seen there. There's still a Mutz hanging around here. The Lorraine has run off, and then of course the Artie is sitting around somewhere, probably in the back. A little bit of indecision here. And we're moving in, and pretty quickly here I'll fix that. There we go. So now I've fixed the vision slit, figuring I'm going to need that. So I'll come on the back side of this middle hill. That way I'm not exposing myself to those big TDs. We need to figure out this Mutz, get rid of him because he's eyes on. Need him to go away, and you're going to see me find him here pretty quick. He's actually hiding behind that rock. There's the 40T. That gets my attention. He dies. Good. Oh, there's the mutts. Turn, auto aim, snap. All right, so that's a great example of when auto aim works really nicely. I just put my, and I have used auto aim plus, so I just put my cursor near to him, locked on and fired, got rid of him quickly and backed up so that I don't take a hit from the JPZ 100. So now we're looking pretty good. 3,900 damage, and we just lost 2 guys. So now we're not looking as good. Those guys walked in. Now see, that's one of the reasons why I didn't trundle down that way. Pushing into a JT and a Yagzilla is not the best idea. T-54 is doing what he can. Of course, the negative of the direction I took is I've got to climb up this hill and it takes forever. I continue to look to the left. I'm sort of wondering where that 155-58 is and really where the JT is. Last seen JT would be on my left, so I'm looking to get a little sandwich here, but that's good news. There he is. He's actually going that way. I've zoomed out. I have the zoom out mod. Why? Because this is one of the great things it does right there. I can tell that the JPZ and the JT are both staring at the T-54, and that's going to give me some shots into their rears. I'm in good shape hit points wise. Unfortunately, this T-54, while he backs off, does not back off enough. He comes back in and he's going to get whacked by the JPZ right there. And I will find him, give him a shot. Probably not going to reload in time to sit there and stare at him. Nope. So I'm glad I didn't do that. I'll back out. And now they kind of know where I am. This is fairly obvious. I'm telegraphing where I'm going. I'm going to head back down around this way. One of the reasons why is that WT is coming up on the other side, and I'm looking to give them some sandwich action here. We've also got an Artie that can help potentially. I'm going to come up around here again, almost full hit points. I can take a hit, although I'd rather not get hit like this. Ow! I'll just come up. He's reloading. Get underneath his lower plate and whack him. Initially I was going to back off, but it looked like the JT was going backwards, so I'm going to push up against him. There's our Artie missing. I know the WT's behind him, so I want to avoid getting hit. Unfortunately, I blow it right here. I stick my rear end out a little too much, and he takes advantage of it. Right underneath that barrel. And then we end up killing him with the tag team, which is what my intention was, although I intended to not get hit by the JPZ or the JT, and wham, there's the Artie. There he is. Alright, so 4 kills, 4,800 damage. Turns out to be an ace tanker game. Kind of a standard fight at the A1, A2, B1 area. Cap got threatened, so I'll flex back, clean that up, and cross in the middle. Look to use some flanking fire and crossfire on these guys, working around the TDs instead of trying to face up to them. Couple mistakes at the end cost me a lot of hit points, and then nuked by the Artie. The WT actually ends up killing the Artie, and it becomes a win. And that's it for the 121 El Haluf Ace Tanker game.